thank you all for attending. So the conversation for today is called The Hunt in 2020. So it's all about how to find meaningful meaningful employment in this new age of work. So I just want to give you a little bit of background about myself. I absolutely love to travel. I've spent most of my 20s overseas traveling or working. And over that time, I spent about 7 years in the sort of job placement recruitment world. So I've done everything from student recruitment to job recruitment, international job placement, and work abroad programs. And most recently, I worked in recruitment software sales. So over that time that I had, I really enjoyed just talking to people and helping them through their adverse situations. And then once I found out that career coaching was a career path that I could take, I fell in love with it. So I was really excited to get my qualifications and become certified. And now I really get to enjoy my passion, which is helping others understand and achieve both personal and professional goals. So I'm the career coach and founder of Career in Motion. I've got my email there down below, and you'll see it again at the end of the presentation. So we're just going to do a few little stats and charts here. I know it's not very fun, but just looking at the job market back in 2019, and I'm sure this was already touched upon in your other sessions, the unemployment rate was at its lowest in about 43 years, I think it was. So it was sitting at 5.7%. It was at an all-time low in May, sitting at 5.4%. And then overnight, seemingly, it just completely flipped, right? So actually in May, we saw the highest unemployment rate sitting at 13.7%. So 13.7% of Canadians were unemployed. That, as you can see in relation to the recession, is massive. There was a huge jump there, but as you can see, it is coming down. So, there is a little bit of hope there. So a lot of the clients that I have been speaking with recently have either faced, a complete obliteration or a semi-obliteration of their industry, or after lockdown, they've realized that what they were doing wasn't making them happy anymore. So without having those distractions of our day-to-day, a lot of people are now having the time to sit and think about their career and life. So for the clients I've been speaking to, they know they want to find work that is meaningful to them, and they want to find something that makes them happy. The issue that most of them face is just not knowing what to do next. And so that is where career coaching really comes into play here. So as a career coach, my job is to really help my clients shine a light on what they may not be able to see for themselves. And I do that through a lot of targeted questioning. We dive deep into the subconscious to understand exactly what it is that they want and what is truly driving that. So for those who may not be in a position to hire their own personal career or life coach, I just wanted to give you an exercise that you could try for yourself at home. So first of all, be kind to yourself. I think the quote of 2020 is, "These are unprecedented times," but it's true. It really is. I mean, you saw that graph. 13.7% of us are in that world of what is happening with our jobs. So the next thing you want to do is do a little bit of self-coaching. So you want to think about what in your life, as well as your career, has brought you the most joy and satisfaction, what motivates you, things of that nature. You also want to think about, what do you value most? So do you value teamwork? Do you value independence, money, being able to be creative and share with others? So once you think about that a little bit more, then it might be a good idea to partner up with someone. Find someone that you are comfortable sharing your thoughts and feelings and emotions with, whether that's a family member, a close friend, or even if you just want to talk out loud. That works too. But the point is to be talking out loud. So first you want to ask them, will you listen to me, and not jump in, just let you talk and speak things through. And then you can also switch roles afterwards and then listen to them. Most people don't have that opportunity to just have someone listen to them talk. So it can be very, very therapeutic. The questions you want to focus on: what do you want? That is the root of these questions. So what do you want? And then why do you want that? What is that? What is it about that you want? And why is that important to you? Or what about that is important to you? So those are all sort of questions to think about when you're coaching yourself and as well as others, to kind of dig deep and figure that out. So the next thing, once you understand, a bit of a direction of your interests, maybe what your career path might look like, you want to be building an online presence. Now more than everything is online, and it's absolutely crucial to job hunting today. There we go. In order to do this, you need to create an online professional profile. You can do this via LinkedIn, or if you are in that creative space, an online portfolio is perfect. This shows employers evidence of your talents, whether you're a writer, a designer, a photographer. There are free sites that you can use, as you can see there. Secondly, I would recommend joining any online communities, Facebook, obviously, LinkedIn, and one of my favorites is Meetup. Meetup is good for social, any hobbies, interests, career aspirations, anything like that is on Meetup. And everything is online now, so it's very, very easy to access. So once you join these communities, you find groups that really resonate with you, whether it is the hobby, the interest, or career related. You make sure that you are contributing to the conversation. So you need to either create or add, and be sure to comment on posts and share relevant information. But having just that online presence is just one piece of the puzzle. We want to make sure that we're building meaningful relationships. It's absolutely vital. Now more than ever, many of us are facing varying degrees of loneliness. Building personal and professional relationships, albeit online, can really combat this loneliness and have the added bonus of potentially leading to a job opportunity. So how do you do this? I'm going to use LinkedIn as a good example. So first, you might want to pick a company you admire and find those that are in the department or role that you may be interested in. Alternatively, you can search for the career title of what you want to do. So for example, digital marketing. You type in digital marketer into the search, and a list of people with that job title in their profile will come up. Now, what you can do is send them an invitation to connect. Make it clear that you're looking to grow your network and learn from those that are already in the industry. And then once they accept, you can either send them a voice note if you're feeling comfortable with that. But if you're not, just send a regular message letting them know that you're interested to learn more about them. Would they be willing to speak with you either through email, phone, even a Zoom call perhaps, and share their experience in the industry? Share with you what they enjoy, perhaps what qualifications are needed for that role that you might not have thought of, and what their day-to-day activity looks like. But do not ask them about a job with their company in this first interaction. That is crucial. We're here to build relationships first. And once you have that initial interaction, it's important to remain noticeable, remain in their mind. And you can do that by, liking any posts that they have, commenting on those posts, sharing content with them, and just continuing that back and forth conversation. So now that you're building those professional connections, one area that people tend to overlook when applying for jobs is employee referrals. From my previous work with talent acquisition leaders, one of the ways they like to hire the most is through employee referral programs. It's much less time and money on sourcing candidates, and actually research has found that there is a much higher retention rate when making referral hires. They prefer this so much that actually companies have implemented a referral incentive to their existing employees. So I've seen incentives ranging from $500 to $2,000 given to the individual who referred that candidate. I mean, of course, if only that person is hired in the end. But with your professional network that you've developed, they may think of you the next time a position comes up in their own company. Alternatively, if you find a position and yourself, you could turn to that person you've connected with and ask them if they have a referral program in place. And if so, are they okay with you indicating they referred you? Again, this could mean a little bonus for that person. So they may be more inclined to say yes because they get a little something, something out of it. And even based on that relationship, depending on how strong that relationship is that you have with them, they may even advocate with you with the hiring manager. So that can be very, very key and critical to job hunting as opposed to just applying for jobs online. Now, as you're building those relationships, another thing to keep in mind is professional development. You keep hearing about that. It is very, very important. So while building the relationships and understanding understanding skills, we do have an abundance of online learning opportunities. And these learning opportunities are hosted on a variety of platforms. We've got LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, EduCity I've recently learned about. It's a Canadian-based company, and Stack Skills. So a lot of these places are offering free or highly discounted courses that you can take. So you can even get certifications out of that as well that you can add to your LinkedIn or your professional network pages. And when you take these courses, it really shows employers, you are serious, you're motivated, and you're self-directed. And importantly, you're coachable and you're willing to learn. So all of those qualities are in high demand, especially right now. So with that said, we're going to focus a little bit on the resume and profile and how to build that up. So with when we're looking at what to be putting on our resume and profiles, it's really important to focus on our softer skills, and especially those that are transferable to whatever role that we're looking for. So I found the top 5 transferable skills of 2020. So these are all pretty similar to previous years. We've got creativity as being a very important one. And don't just think in terms of aesthetics, but really think about how to bring new ideas to the table and how to maybe even plan for better efficiency, things of that nature. Persuasion of clients, customers, potential sign of leadership. Collaboration. So this shows how well you work with others. What role do you take in group projects? Are you more the leader? Are you the organizer? Or are you the contributor, etc.? And then adaptability. We're in a very fast-changing world, even in the pre-pandemic times. Changes in roles and expectations in technology, we really do have to constantly keep up. So being able to adapt to new situations is very important. And lastly, emotional intelligence. This is a new one that was added to the list for 2020, but is probably the most important. Emotional intelligence, if you're not aware, it really refers to understanding and managing your own emotions, being able to feel empathy for others, and being able to communicate effectively, and even be able to diffuse any sort of tense situations. So it's a very important skill to have, and is also something that has become widely popular for career coaches. A lot of companies are bringing coaches into their leadership teams to teach about emotional intelligence and how to incorporate that in their leadership style. We're moving away from more of that forceful, grind it out sort of mentality. And we want leaderships that lead by example, that show empathy, that are able to connect with their employees. So this is a huge soft skill to have. Now, when we think about how we're going to include this on our resume, I usually like to think of it in terms of how we can lay it out with the SMART goals. So if you're not familiar with SMART goals, SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. So whenever you're writing your resume, the points that you put under your roles about what you've done, you want to make sure that you're hitting at least one of these areas. So I just want to give you a quick example. So I'm going to use an example of a server. There's a lot of soft skills that servers have. So for example, let's say there's this server who has been with a restaurant for a few years. That can show loyalty. That server manages upwards of 10 to 15 tables at one time. This is both specific, measurable, and also time-bound, because we're talking about at one time. Of these 10 to 15 tables, the customers have varying dietary needs and are at various stages of their meals. The server displays huge levels of organization, prioritization, customer service, etc. Now, the server notices that a table has finished their meal and brings them over a dessert menu. Of the 15 tables they serve, let's say 9 of them end up getting dessert. This shows proactiveness as well as that transferable skill, persuasion. Skills that are basically these sorts of skills would really be attributed and would be great for positions in sales, basically any sales role, customer service, or even client success managers. There's lots of positions open for those types of roles. So you can see how you could use those skills as a server and apply it to a sales or customer service position. So I'm just wrapping up, actually. So what I wanted you to take away from this conversation was just to be kind to yourself, create that online presence, build genuine and meaningful relationships, and learn a new skill or many, and be open to opportunities that come your way. As I said, we're going through a lot of change right now. And I just like this quote from Charles Darwin: "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but it is the one that is the most adaptable to change." And I'm just looking at the time here and noticing that I'm just about at time, but if anybody has any questions, oh, I stopped sharing. I just wanted to make a quick note. Here we go. So this is my contact information. Please add me on LinkedIn. Carolyn at careerinmotion.ca is my email. And if you're interested in any coaching, so I do career coaching, I do resume review and interview preparation. So if you have any interest in that, give me a shout on that email and quote the code TheHunt2020.
Hi, Caroline.
All right. Hi.
Hi, so this is Alex. I don't know if you can see me on screen or not, but I just wanted to say thanks for speaking. It was a great presentation, and I'm just coming on to let everyone know that the next round of sessions are starting in a moment. How can people reach out to you, Caroline?
Yep, so I just had it up there. So it's, if you go on LinkedIn, it's /Carolyn MacLennan, or Carolyn at careerinmotion.ca.
Awesome. Okay, so thank you for speaking again. It was a great presentation, and everyone, thank you as well for watching. I hope to see you at the next presentation and the next event.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.